So this is exactly what makes it a feminist concern, that the same ideologies of separation and dominance that undergird the marginalization of the domestic in some ways undergird the marginalization of the sacred in Western modernity. And the secular is not, we've come to see it as, because we're all participating in Western modernity, right? Like, so we've all come to this place where we have a common set of understandings about what the secular is: separation between the church and the state, and separation between the public, between religion and the political, right? But the secular is perhaps not a self-evident category, right? Again, thinking of it as a concept, it has a particular genealogy. There's a particular way in which, again, it was formed, it was historically formed, constituted through modernity, just as modernity itself was being formed, right? So recognizing that there is a discursive process behind this particular phenomenon that today has become so familiar to all of us as secularism, as secularity, right? And the flip side, of course, is that the category of religion itself was also produced through the same discursive process of modernity, right? This separation between the domain of the secular and the domain of the religion, and also the easy opposition between the secular and the religion itself, was produced because of a discursive conceptualization of secularism when it goes unchallenged. It also limits our capacity to imagine, to radically imagine and reimagine the future, and reimagine the present, reimagine what's available to us, because many sacred cosmologies are actually quite subversive, and they actually already have embedded within them ways to engage with the future, ways to they already have embedded in them alternatives to the dominant frameworks of oppression that constitutes so much of the reality that we're all experiencing right now. But when secularism tells us, no, this is just a cultural artifact, there is no ground of respect and reciprocity upon which we can build those relationships with them. The fact that it's I think it's a vital importance to us as feminists, and perhaps even people who want to engage in decolonization of our own investments into certain modes of rationality, to really look at the sacred as providing a domain and several practices that can lead us to liberatory change. And of course, like, as an academic subject, I've had to learn to do the work, right? Like, I've had to learn to do the work of like speaking in code switching in different academic disciplines, or depending upon who's my audience and things like that. But then I think the ontological cutting off it entails comes in, because everything, all these ideologies, right, from patriarchy to capitalism to colonialism, they tell us that when you're broken, you're limited, and this is it. But this is to remember that connection with wholeness brings us back to our relationships, to our relationality with the larger wholes.